is the idea of like diverting a trolley towards one direction or another, like to kill one person or to kill 5 people.
It's a common problem. I mean, it's not a big problem in ethics, but it's something that happens. You ask like, what do you do in this scenario? There's all these questions that a first year philosophy tutorial leader might ask their students. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Not a big complicated thing to the average person. It's not a big not a big deal. Without context, it's kind of like, okay, well, it's a basic factor of math. If all you're giving me is variables. And they start adding things. They start adding variables. You're like, oh, now it changes. Okay. Then, oh, now this changes. All right, fine. So
I'm kind of confused on how this relates to video games.
That's a good question. It depends.
I'm not.
Like,
I've never played a video game where I've had to like choose between a trolley going 2 directions. And it's not necessarily a problem, because if something does come up, it's a choice like in Mass Effect to save Ashley or Caden. Obviously, you save Caden because Ashley's a bitch, but
see, that's the problem with games like Mass Effect, is they promise that they are a game about choice when they're really not, and we saw that as the games continued. Anyway, we're live.
Yeah, it's the illusion of choice.
Yes, exactly. We're live. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's having a great day. And this is a wonderful little time to talk about choice in gaming. And who knew that we were going to get a video from Extra Credits? What a great channel. Always there to illuminate our understanding of video games and our ethical quandaries of which side of the aisle we're on. And we're always on the wrong side. Doesn't matter. We're playing a game.
I thought we were Nazis, so
we're always fascists. Doesn't matter how it goes.
Well, I suppose I played Battlefront 2, and now I'm a clone.
You
played Mass Effect. You're now Commander Shepard.
You're a clone-phobic, racist, elitist, male chauvinistic, whatever. It's always something. So you can't escape it.
No one likes a clonophobe.
A clonophobe, yeah.
I don't care if you're racist or sexist, but if you're clone-phobic, then we have a problem.
We're going to have to take you in for questioning there, Shiny. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen this before, it's about 7 minutes long, and we're talking about the trolley problem, and he's going to introduce it later on, so I'm sure we'll get to that. But, yeah, let's just get going.
Hey, everyone! Wow, why is there music playing at the beginning of the episode? Oh, right. No, I get it, but I don't think we should really do this. It seems a little cheap, right? Oh, what the heck? Clang, clang, clang went the trolley.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
What is this intro?
I guess he went from being edgy and intellectual to let's be a clown on a stage production. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. But I don't know what's happening. Okay, we're in 20 seconds and we already had to pause.
Yeah, he's just a happy guy. He loves trains. He just loves some steel on steel, and they go round and round and they follow a certain path. It's just fun musical time for him to express his inner stage, his inner musical. Waiting for
imagine, like, why would you just go into a video talking about media discussion and almost immediately start singing or having a? Could like me or LiteratureDevil just do that, or you like we start talking about some media and all of a sudden we just break into song?
I love cats.
I'm 20 seconds in.
I love every kind of cat, guys. Every kind. Sometimes I just want to hug them, and when I can't hug them all, I get sad. It just happens.
Oh God. Okay.
5 folks stand on the rail, save 5 lives and kill just 1. From the moment I heard it, I felt morally indecisive. Alas, this isn't the long-awaited Extra Credits episode about the correlation between old movie musicals and game design. Though I am pushed.
Hey, voice.
Hey, voice,
welcome to the inevitable headache that you're probably going to need alcohol for.
Now, I have to ask Voice one question. Do you love trains?
I like trains.
Okay, because this is definitely the stream for you, sir. We just missed a musical interlude into trolleys, which are like trains, but essentially it's the same idea. It's
You're telling me
Oh no.
I missed a musical number?
yeah,
Me?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
You could have started drumming to a beat.
Oh yeah, you heard that. Huh?
Yeah, we did. It was pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
I think it's funny. What Demon of I saw dropped out so you could come in, and the LiteratureDevil just brought you in, and all of a sudden there was just a dun dun.
I was sat in the back room, so I was like, oh, I guess there's 6 people. It's okay. I'll drop them a message whenever. I'll just go do something for the time being. Didn't see any of the messages. Just got invited straight in, and then I got a buzz on the phone like, "Dude, you're in." It's like, "Oh fuck." Okay.
I was busy
so
this morning,
Frank's
so that we're referring to a stream that happened on LiteratureDevil's channel that was apparently a lot of fun, and I wasn't there, so yeah.
Apparently, I was, and I missed it.
I think you were the fun, weren't you? You were the entertainment. So
Yeah, he was our musician.
I'll have to play a little musical number next time. It's my intro or something.
oh yeah.
Well, apparently Zofrats wants Smudcast the musical.
Oh god.
Sounds good to me.
What the hell would that be?
I'm gonna watch this musical number a second because it sounded fun.
Yeah, arguably it was attractive, but it's kind of silly because it sounds as if this guy's trying to hook up with some ladies by showing his love for the stage or stage musicals at least. So yeah, not the worst intro I've seen, but anyway.
For that one soon, Judy. Rather today, I'm going to need your help.
Note to
with
self:
a different
don't seal
philosophical-
rum and coke in a bottle.
Yeah, that's Shiny. You
It
having a
pops.
cocktail in a bottle? What are you doing?
Damn, he really did sing
Look.
that.
Shiny, that's not how you
Well,
make cocktails. You take it out of the cocktail mixer and then you pour the glass, okay?
No, it's
Oh, word, he really
I'm
did
not-
sing that.
no. I just put some rum and coke in a blender bottle, and I just brought it upstairs because I didn't want. I couldn't be asked to use a glass, so I just use this.
Wow, you're using
Yeah.
hardware to mix your drinks. That's pretty high end there, Shiny. What are you doing?
Our clone trooper would do it.
Whatever. Clones do it properly.
Rum
We'll
and
do
Coke,
it for the
folks.
Republic.
Use a blender. That's how you do it efficiently.
Rum and Coke, sponsored by the Republic.
Is that like a whole liter of rum and Coke? What did you do? Using industrial machines to mix drinks. This will last me a week.
It's just a blender. No, it's just a blender bottle.
A blender bottle. I don't know what that is, but I know what a blender
Oh,
container
so you know, you protein shakes. It's like it's what you put protein shakes in.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking of
I
like
got it. Well,
a mix master from like baking.
no,
A blender.
no, it's not that. It's. I got it while I was in America, and I just got it because it had the Batman symbol on it.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense.
Hmm.
Okay, let's get back to the musical that's just finished, and he's going to introduce this trolley problem properly.
challenge in a
Interesting.
train car. So hop aboard.
There we go. 2 intros.
This episode is brought to you by .site domains. If you're looking to build a website, you can find a short and memorable domain
a
name
plug.
on the .site domain extension.
Gotta have
To
the
register,
plug, man.
visit
Gotta make the money.
www.get.site and use the code extra credits to get 50%
Well, I don't
off your
blame him.
purchase. The trolley problem is a well-known ethical thought experiment that
Like when it comes to like sponsorship, like you've got to make money off your content somehow.
I know, but
Before we
websites have
continue-
nothing to do with the trolley problem. Come on.
Before we continue,
Well,
can either of
this
you
trolley
explain
problem-
to me, can either of you explain to me and the audience who may not know what the trolley problem, what the philosophical question of the trolley problem is?
Well, it's on the
So-
screen right now. It's like you put the trolley to kill 5 people or to kill 1.
Yeah, but the philosophical question with that is that how much is doing nothing and letting those 5 people die murder in comparison to actively switching the tracks and killing someone? How much of a murderer are you in either circumstance?
Right. So the end result of all this is, okay, do you do anything at all? Or what do
'Cause
you do if you do something?
if you do not take an active position in changing the circumstances, you have, I suppose, more plausible deniability that you weren't there and what have you. But obviously, getting involved and changing the tracks means you have taken an active position in the end result of this,
Right.
and therefore that person's death is on your hands.
It's like you are witness to a crime and you don't do anything about it. Like you are morally responsible to inform someone or try and help or scream, make some noise. So yeah, that's about as far as the ethics goes. Whether you're on a vehicle in the passenger seat and you don't know what to do, whether you take control of the vehicle or not is the big question. So that's part of the problem. The rest of the problem is when they start changing the variables or adding variables. Like, is it one or two people? Is it one versus a million? How far do you go with this analogy? So
Yeah.
And they change. Well, maybe the person is your lover. Maybe the person is your child. And all these other things change. So it makes us understand ethics and why we do these things as morals.
I agree. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Kill the guy. Kill him.
Yeah.
Do it. Just do it.
Right. We could reduce this all down to logic and simple numbers, right?
Oh, no. Actually, what we could do is we could just let it kill the 5 people, and then just to make it fair, we shoot the last guy in the head.
No. We stop the trolley, we go back, and then we do it again.
Back it up.
Kill the other. It's fair. It's the only way it's going to be fair, guys. You have to murder everyone.
Look, that's how you make everything equally. Everyone's equally dead, therefore they all have the same treatment.
Exactly. That's how it should work. That's the right answer, guys.
That recently popped back into pop culture via the fantastic television show The Good Place. Seriously, side note, go watch that show if you're...
Oh, I don't think
was
The Good
that what
Place
brought it back in.
No, I don't think it was, and I don't think it's back in culture any more than it has been in a while.
Yeah, so as you can see, the diverse cast of people is very good. Therefore, it's a good show. Okay, that's.
I'm pretty sure that this philosophical question has been around as long as philosophy, and I don't think a TV show has had any cause or effect on how much of philosophy it is involved with.
It started around 100 years ago when the invention of the train came about. So you could have the same question in other contexts.
I'm sure there were things before that, like Og can drop rock on 2 people or 3. Who rock drop Og on?
Yeah, essentially. But this show is so good because
that's like saying, oh well, the Clone Wars brought back the moral question of orders, and it brought it into the mainstream. It's like, what? No, it didn't. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I just want to make a point that this show is so good because you could tell from the main cast, they're all different colors.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you have actually watched it. It is an all-right show, but there are very cringy moments where it's like, this ice cream tastes like, what was it? Men when they what was it when they interrupt you in a meeting with your ideas or something like that? And it's like it's got these very strange, forced political moments and there's even one guy who's like really irredeemable, and he's like what they view I guess what a Trump supporter is. Like he's really sexist, really racist all the time, and I wouldn't really recommend it, but it's all right enough. It's a lot of cringe.
When you're watching anything from Extra Credits, you always have to immediately deduce that if there's a mixed race of anything, it's good. So that's generally how this goes. I'm sure one of these characters are bisexual or transsexual or intersexual or something of denomination. We have no idea. But that would make it even better. So,
I don't remember any of them being bisexual. Actually, the main one, I believe, had some kind of relationship with a woman before. It's to some extent, but it's complicated to explain.
Well, I'm sure Ted Danson is some kind of sexual. So
going to this and say, "Oh, this Netflix show brought the question back into the mainstream," it's just obviously it didn't. This question's been around for a long time, and it's probably about as relevant now as it was a while ago.
It's something that a first year, philosophy major might have gotten in at one course or one essay. It's like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Got that homework done.
The Good Place. Seriously, side note, go watch that show if you already haven't. It's phenomenal. As Chidi tells us, the trolley
It's a phenomenal show, guys. It's not just good. It's the phenomenal. Amazing.
problem was
It's
crafted
not
in its current
amazing.
form by British.
Come on. It's phenomenal. The guy said so. You're a racist bigot otherwise. Come on. What's wrong with you, Shiny? Go
Sorry, I
watch
need
it.
to just down this rum a little faster.
Can't you see the black caricature of a person talking to a white caricature of a person? That's advanced. That's really good storytelling. Can't you see that? It's two races interacting. It's the idealized society.
You didn't want this. You didn't choose this. But here
But
it is.
here you are,
remember.
playing your first-person shooter, and you're
Yeah,
interacting with a female
No,
character.
no. You're playing Tram Simulator.
And it happens all in a train. Ooh, how seductive! It's a train for intersexual species to interact and get along in a very communal way.
Someone said it's so phenomenal, no one watches it.
Philosopher Philippa Foot in 1967 as part of a larger ethical question. It goes like this. An unstoppable trolley with only you on board is racing out of control toward 5 people standing on the track. Now, why they don't just move, Professor Foot doesn't say. But wait, there's a junction ahead of the trolley with a sidetrack diverging from the main line, and you can easily pull a lever to divert the train if you so choose. But wait again, you can also see a single
That's called the brake. I don't think you have that control on a trolley, but just we'll go with that.
different person standing on said sidetrack. So what do? Do nothing and let the trolley hit the first 5? Or pull the lever and doom the one lone victim? One school of philosophy argues that deciding to pull the lever and thereby sacrificing one person to save 5 is the best course of action, while another says that the act of choosing to kill either one person or 5 people is morally wrong, so to do nothing is correct. This brain teaser has been with us in one variation or another since
Well,
1905.
that's
when
stupid.
philosophy-
I think it's kind of stupid. To, like, you should just try and save as many people as possible. It's like, oh, I'm just going to stand by and let this happen. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, like if you have no other context, anyone would take the mathematical approach. But imagine if they had no other context and they said, yeah, kill all 5. You'd be like, okay, but why? It's because it makes no difference. They don't mean anything to me, so why not kill as much as possible? And you're like, well, wait a second, why would you want to kill more people? Well, why would
Sorry, run back because I was missing for a second. What was his point?
So he was, he wasn't really making a point. He was just explaining that some philosophers believe the best action is to let those 5 people die because you don't get to decide over life and death. It's like, okay, so your solution is just to sit back and do nothing and let these people die. Okay. Good,
Well,
good to know this is the kind of person you want to have.
Well, this is the physical question that comes of it. Many people would actually like to have a clearer conscience and not be involved.
Well, it's for me, it's just with no other context of who these people are. It's kind of just maths. It's like, okay, well, if I don't do anything, 5 people are going to die. If I do something, only 1 person dies.
Right, and then once you make that statement, it's like, well, what if it's 1 million people? What if it's your lover? What if it's your family? What if it's this or that?
Well, if it's someone I care about, then fuck those 5 people.
Exactly.
If one of those, but if one of those 5 is your mother or your girlfriend or what have you,
Then I'll crush the 1 person. Well, I was just saying that I would go for I'd kill the 1 person. Then you kind of said, oh well, what if one of the 5 people you're already choosing to save is someone you care about?
Right. So you're
So
continually
it's not really change.
You're continually moving the goalposts to make this thing make some understanding that it's not about what is logical, what makes sense. It's what do you care about that is morally right.
Yeah,
to
but
you.
I think that this is it's not really. This is no big conundrum. As far as I can see, the trolley problem is no big conundrum that needs like philosophical solving. It's more sort of understanding who you are as a person philosophically. I don't see it as like it's some equation that mankind must solve. It's a look into your character, and obviously we'd all agree that we would do the solution that is obviously the logical maths equation of letting 5 people live over 1.
Right, and this is pretty much the reason when we talk about Mass Effect in the first game. But the big choice? There's several choices, but the big one is saving Ashley or Kaidan, and most people choose to save Ashley, regardless of where you sent her or where you sent Kaidan, because Kaidan is kind of boring. So it's like,
Ashley's also a racist bitch, so kind of just let them both die.
She certainly has her charms and her problems, but Kaidan is just the guy. He's like, hey, hi, Kaidan. Hey, okay, yeah, I used to know a girl back in the day. Oh, well, that's great. I gotta go. See ya. So it's like Kaidan is pretty boring, and he's been that way since the beginning. So
I'm upset in that game you can't let them both die because they're both unpleasant.
You see, I was one of those hardcore gamers. I thought I could save them both because if I was fast enough, I could run back, but they wouldn't let me. So, and it didn't matter whether you went to get the bomb or to support the other team member. The other one always died regardless, which is amazing because that means the person at the bomb just had this amazing shots aimed with what pistol, being injured, hiding behind a nuclear device. It's like, holy crap, this guy's amazing. Why am I saving this other person? I'm gonna go back and save him. So there's funny things that happen as a result of that choice, and all the other men around you get killed as well, and what have you. So it's.
But Kaidan can't get out if you don't. Or if you choose Kaidan to go with the Solarians, it's like, well, the Solarians can come back fine. No issue there.
Yeah.
But Kaidan can't.
Some of the Solarians make it back, but Kaidan can't make it. Yeah, that's right. Oh, we lost Kaidan. Darn. At that point, you like Kirihī pretty much more than Kaidan. So it's like, just another K in their name. That's fine.
Now, here's a question. What if you could leave the lever halfway between the two and just derail the tram?
And you could die. Yeah, that's possible. That'd be great. I kill myself.
Well, it depends if you're on the tram or not.
It's a lever, so it's kind of like an on-off switch, but if you can leave it somewhere in the middle where it's half between both tracks, then you just cause the trolley to come off the rails.
Yeah, it's not binary. It's not on and off. It's a transition between the two.
I mean, that's what I'd do.
You could always just jump out of the trolley and say, the hell with this.
Yeah.
I'm getting off this crazy train. I don't want to deal with this too difficult question for me. I got to get out of here.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
That's the best option they should have in every choice game. It's like A, B, or just get the hell out of here. Just forget this shit. Just go away. Save Kaidan, save Ashley. How about let's just leave? Okay, let's just go.
Professor Frank Chapman Sharp presented a variation of it to his undergraduate students. In Sharp's version, rather than being on board the trolley, they were standing next to the tracks, near a lever that controlled track operation. But the lone victim on the side track is their own child. Yeah. And while this may seem like an entirely make-believe scenario, many people are confronted with situations similar to this in real life. For instance,
or every day. Every day in my life, I go, do I save the child or do I save the 5 people?
Well, let's hear this example.
All right.
Okay.
Or resources during a pandemic may be forced to make decisions about which patients they can treat. Should they struggle to save the most serious cases or treat a greater number of patients who have a better chance of surviving?
It's basically first come, first serve. That's all how it works.
The first rule of triage is that you go to the worst patients. You make sure they're stable enough, and then you go to the ones which need help next. So it's not the same because the way they do triage is very different to do I save 10 people or do I save 4?
It's a strange comparison, but I get what he's trying to say.
I get what he's trying to say. He's just wrong.
Okay.
About that example, anyway. But I'm sure there are many cases in real life where people have to choose between saving 1 person or saving 5.
I mean, I can get the understanding from you. You want to be efficient with your work as a doctor, and you can either save people in very early stages of the pandemic before they exhibit serious symptoms, or you can put all your money and resources into saving one very elderly, very sick patient, as opposed to
But again,
5 to 10 people who are healthy, fit adults.
It's not up to you to choose, though. It's the rule of triage. You treat the most serious, and then once they're stable, you move on to the next person, and in that way, you save as many lives as possible.
I don't think you do that way. I think if you're focusing on that really one serious case, then you're diverting all your resources to it. It's like burning yourself
because
out.
the people who need it less.
It's like if you best example I can think of is if you got a load of punching bags and you're going up to each one and hitting them as hard as you can. By the time you get to the last one, you're going to be completely exhausted.
Well, because we're not completely saving this one person. You're making sure that they're fine enough that you can go save someone else. And the people who are less serious, they can wait. They're fine enough. But the person who's the most serious needs help now. And then once they're stable, you then move on to the next person. Make sure they're stable, move on to the next person. And that's that's the rule. They have to do it that way. They can't pick favorites. They can't say, I'm going to pick the 10 people over 2.
I was thinking of a logistical issue, whereas if you have one person in front of the trolley, that body would get crushed, but then would cause the other bodies to get lined up so it wouldn't actually crush the other 4. So you'd have this stuck dead body, and they just kind of push them down as they slowed down the trolley. No? Just me? That's what okay.
I get that. Pile more bodies onto the other track to save that other guy.
Yeah, you might kill 2, but you might save 3. So it's.
I like the idea of the philosophical question of who do you choose, but the trolley isn't actually moving.
If there's no context, if there's no value to any of the lives, what difference does it make, really? So.
It's like, are these 5 people, murderers? Are they prisoners? Have they made wrong choices of their life? Are they children? Are they elderly? It's like, you need more context.
Are they the inventors of this crazy trolley that can't be stopped? And they're like, you idiots! What did you do? I blame you all.
Not to mention the trolley problem is an issue now being debated in regards to a completely different vehicle. One where the decision isn't left up to a human at all, but rather software. Of course, here I'm
This is an interesting take. Okay, we went from if you're on the trolley, now you're a guy controlling the trolley, off the trolley, and now there's an AI.
Yeah, no, I've heard this.
Wait,
one.
is he talking about video games?
No, it's the idea of drivable cars in the future, and the idea is that at some point you're going to have a car that's programmed in one way or another to kill the passenger in the car. If you give it the choice of driving off the bridge or plowing into a bunch of children on the sidewalk, it's going to have to make that kind of calculation.
But there's also a thing
autonomous car
brakes.
Yeah, but we're in a circumstance where that doesn't happen because, of course, the trolley doesn't have brakes either.
Why wouldn't the trolley have brakes?
Well, it doesn't. That's the philosophical question.
No, but why doesn't it? And it's a bad design.
Because the philosophical question does not say that there are brakes that you can use.
Right.
But most vehicles have brakes.
It's like saying, what if the guy at the side had superpowers and could stop the tram? Well, it's not mentioned.
Well, no, because not many people have superpowers. But the thing is about most vehicles, most vehicles have brakes.
Yes, but Shiny, the question is, there is a trolley coming down the tracks. You have the choice of letting it go down one side and killing 4 people, or one side and killing one person.
But this is bringing it into a real life context. So, I understand the trolley part. But when you bring it into real life context of a car, cars have brakes, unless it's a terrible choice in car design.
We're talking about a scenario where it has to make that choice. So I don't know, the brakes failed, or the engine's exploded, or the clutch is gone, and it's just it can't stop. And you're gonna have to put that kind of decision in it somewhere. It's like a fail-safe because you have to program for every eventuality. So if X is not working, if Y is not working, and you have 2 choices, the car's going to have to program to make the ethical decision for you.
I think it's such a rare thing that would ever come up.
Of course, but
next never going to have to do it.
Of course, but someone's going to have to program that in. That's the whole point.
It's the same problem whether you're programming it or making the choice yourself. Someone is pulling the lever to do this or that. So.
It's that kind of eventuality. It's like, yes, it's very, very unlikely, but you still have to plan for that kind of, because obviously an autonomous car is very, very complicated. You're going to have to make it have the capacity to make that kind of decision.
And naturally, because we're talking about extra credits, it's clearly going to be an Eskimo homosexual person who had never had options to program anything to make the AI for this car.
But the idea is that if the car is out of control and the computer on board has to make the decision of if you like run into a bunch of pedestrians on the street or plow into the back of a bus and kill you, it's going to have to know when to make the decision to kill you, because obviously it's weighing up your life as opposed to those 5 people on the sidewalk or pavement. Not American.
The path.
I was trying to remember the opening. Was it the opening scene or near the beginning of the movie Logan, where he's driving and he pulls off the side of the road or something like that, and this giant automated truck just comes whizzing right by.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes, yes, I agree with you, Shiny. In an ideal situation, the first thing the car should know to do is apply the brakes.
Well, not in an ideal situation, in a realistic situation.
Yeah. In a realistic situation, the first thing that car should attempt is the brakes.
Anyway,
I don't think it's quite as simple as, well, I'm going to yeet myself up a bridge, or I'm going to yeet myself into children.
We don't know exactly how intelligent this car is and how much learning it does while it's your car. So let's just
Not to mention, there's so many variables which
and
you
that's
have to
why
take into account. It's not as simple as 2 tracks. The car, it can either yeet itself off, it can go in 5 different directions.
That's why
it can
problems
turn,
like this, with the goalpost constantly changing, it's like, oh, now it's this problem, now it's this thing. And it's like, okay, when do we finally realize what an ethical system is when we have all this information?
Based on the situation.
It should be a very simple question, and it's getting compounded because of new variables. And then we say, hey, this is what makes you make a choice. All these variables into account, which would never happen because no one thinks that quickly with all that information in their head. So what would a supercomputer do, or what would a computer do? Exactly as you programmed it. So it's not a big deal, really.
Well, I'm sure we'll find the purpose behind this video very soon. We're halfway through.
Oh, you will, sir. It's not Skillshare.
Autonomous driverless vehicles that are in theory supposed to make our roads safer. But if a car with 4 people in it is crossing a bridge when someone steps out in front of the car, how should the car react? Do we
run them
want
over? They're an idiot.
software to value the driver and passengers more, or should it cause the car to swerve off the bridge to save the life of one pedestrian? But regardless if a human or a machine is making the call, what is the best solution to the trolley problem? I mean, what would you do?
Why is it immediately swerve off the bridge and not just sort of plow into the barrier? Because that's what it's designed to do, to stop cars.
Right.
Or, honk the horn. But why the fuck is this random fuckwit just walked into the road? If they walk into the road, it's their own fucking fault.
Yeah.
Here's a super chat from Joe Crazy.
You're weighing 4 lives against 1.
But what if But what if the car is programmed by YouTube? And
not to mention, it's his fault. Oh god, if it's programmed by YouTube, then you're fucked.
It won't even start.
By YouTube, then it's playing ads every 30 miles it travels.
It's going to warn you that you've only gone 2 miles before recommending another video, or it's going to stop
recommending a different car.
Yeah, halfway through your voyage, you'll play another ad and stop everything. So.
Someone in the car accidentally says the word wanker, and then you get demonetized.
Your car gets removed from you because you swore in it or something like that. Yeah.
Stops immediately. Like, nope, not taking you anywhere anymore without foul mouth.
Yeah, we get those tickets from Demolition Man if you say something bad. YouTube. Yeah, there's some certain words, I can't remember what they were, that you're not allowed to say anymore on YouTube. It just happened, I think, 2 days ago. What was it? It was.
I wish the devil was here, but I'm just being reminded of a voice. Do you remember that episode of Doctor Who where the sat navs yeeted people into water?
Was that a Sontaran episode?
Yeah, it was a Sontaran episode.
Oh my god!
All right, it was.
Well, the Sontarans were ahead of this question this entire time.
It's the T word. You can't say the T word, or else it doesn't get transferred over. No, that's the
Tosser?
British T word. No, it's a very special T word in North America, I guess.
Twat?
No, it's just, you just said this.
Listening. Thought. It's got to be thought.
No, it's not thought. Come on. That's slang. Here's Joe Crazy again. The breaks only activated through the YT premium. Yeah, you have to be subscribed to
You have
premium.
to pay for breaks. It's in the DLC.
It's only on the app. You can't get it through desktop.
Words. E.
Sorry?
I'm thinking of rude words beginning with T.
Okay. Well, it's basically the transsexual word, but in the slang version thereof.
Oh.
Tranny.
Trainee. Trainee. There we go. We can say trainee because it's a story about trains. There you go. You can say the train word. Trainee. That's good. See,
Tanny.
we're not bigots. Thanks, YouTube. We're not homoerotic, anti-feminist white people. We're with you. We're with you on this one, right? Okay.
The stream is being removed by YouTube for not following its policies.
Whatever policy that is. Tramsexual. I love that one. Thank you. Thank you, Post-Apocalypse. I enjoyed that wordplay. Okay.
Not only is this question a great conversation starter at parties, and
What do you mean?
No, it
what?
isn't.
No, it's not.
No, it isn't. Okay, I highly recommend no one goes to any parties or clubs and says, "Hey, do you want to talk about trams and trains?"
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
There's certain things you don't do with
Let's talk
women.
about
This
murder.
is one of them, all right?
Well, if Anakin can go up to Padme and talk about sand,
Oh god.
then I'm pretty sure anything would
Shiny,
work.
Shiny, do not base your dating advice on the Star Wars prequels. Please do not. That is just a bad idea.
It's like, "Hey, girl, I hate sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. It works every time. Trust me."
I'm trying not to make a joke because I'm already sad. But I'm just liking the fact that this is this guy's joke. So I don't know if he actually authentically likes trains and musicals, or he's just trying to be funny. I find that funny to me.
I imagine that, like, instead of saying I hate sand, it's coarse rough, he gets everywhere. He actually tries this on women. Like, he tries to talk about trains and
It could work. There could be girls out there who like trains. You never know. Okay. Joe Crazy, thank you, sir. Gives a whole new meaning to metrosexual. Well, yeah.
Oh god, I'm very glad I'm drinking.
I think that's more of a Japanese trope in their mangas, not necessarily an American thing. But okay, we'll go with that. All right, let's keep going.
a terrific icebreaker on a first
No,
date,
it's not.
or maybe
What on a first
It's
date?
also an ethical conundrum we as gamers face quite a lot, because many of
Not really, but okay.
No, because there's context. It's not. Whatever he wants to think. Sure, why not?
the games we play force us to make choices like the trolley problem all the time. And the best part is, in games, designers don't need there to be a right answer. In fact, in most cases, designers want both sides of every choice to be meaningful to the player's experience. For instance, think about the life and death decisions healers make in MMOs like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV. When
Okay, so
Not the same.
he's
Not the same.
equating gameplay in a multiplayer game by being a support unit, which can heal units or shield units or whatever.
Well, you're not-
the
not-
ethical
Well, usually
questions.
you'd heal the tank because the tank's supposed to absorb. Again, it requires so much context because, like, while is the tank heavily damaged? Is the damage dealer? Are they taking too much damage?
Is he
It's
any good at
context.
being a tank?
Yeah, are they a good player?
This is the equivalent of talking about a basketball game.
And it's not moral either because do you know the thing is about a multiplayer game? You're gonna respawn. There's no ramifications.
Right, but imagine you're playing a basketball game and there's two people open on your team. It's like, do you pass to that guy or do you pass to that guy? Well, who should you pass to? I don't know. Who do you think is a better shot in this scenario?
Yeah.
But it's not exactly a moral problem there. It's
No.
just choices.
It's just a
like saying,
gameplay choice.
what do I have? Weetabix or Oreos this morning?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a strange comparison. I don't know why you said that. It's just like,
Of course, your other option is to heal no one and just be the worst player on the team.
yeah,
So,
don't play at
no,
all.
the moral conundrum. I don't want to be involved at all.
I'm a dick. I'm not going to support any of my teammates. I'm going to be nihilistic even in a video game. That's great. Thanks. It's fantastic. Just walk around the map. Just have fun. Taking in the scenes. It'll be really fun in multiplayer games, I'm sure.
Fighting a raid boss. Do I heal the tank that's protecting our team, or the
Well, is the tank a racist orc? I don't know. If he's a racist orc, then obviously you don't heal him.
Obviously.
You kill him because he's a racist. That's what you do with racists, right? Right, guys? You kill racists. Racists are bad.
Racists aren't people. We know this.
Now, if you're a fascist elf, then that's a different story because they're superior to all the other races. But you don't tell anyone that. You just keep it hush hush because you want to have fun. So, I don't know what the joke is with fascism. I have no idea. So I'm just guessing elves are, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's the undead because they're immortal or something like that. They think they're better than everyone else. I forget the fantasy tropes. They keep changing on me. I don't know.
mage, who's really toasting that sucker with her pyroblasts. It's a difficult decision, and my resources are limited. So with that in mind, let's look at some games that revel in their trolley problems. And it's not hard to start with Telltale's The Walking Dead. In that series,
an absolutely very mediocre game that it's very difficult to call a game, and it's very overrated, and somehow has managed to span multiple sequels.
Season 1 was alright.
Again, the first one was alright, but it's all the same. It's all the same shit. It's not even a game. It doesn't try to evolve. It's all using the exact same bloody game engine as well. You cannot tell me that the first game is as good as everyone keeps saying it is.
I do think it's good at a narrative standpoint. I do think it's good.
The first one, I enjoy it, but it's like, okay, I like this thing, I enjoy it. And then everyone starts going absolutely batshit insane over it. It's like, okay, that's not that good. I mean, I like it, but it's not that good.
Well, pretty much watch or play any zombie horror story, and you'll get the same levels of ethics and morals. So he might bring up what's that Beyond Human? I think that might be a choice-based game, because that's all the game is. So yeah, I mean, he can show examples of the trolley problem. I want to see exactly what he's talking about.
I think The Walking Dead also has the same problem as Mass Effect, where it's all just the illusion of choice.
Right.
Yep. The ending is just the same no matter what in every game. Though some things might change, like, Lenny might be in the next game, or he might not be. Or, this guy might survive or not, or this guy might do something, but it all relatively leads to the same ending. And even in the games where they do have very different endings, even though that's all based on the last choice and not the choices throughout the game, the next game just kind of resets it all, and you end up back in the same spot. Like, they all converge. It's like, what's the point in choosing if it doesn't matter?
At least Lee didn't, get done dirty in his zombie apocalypse film with a surrogate daughter.
All right, I got to correct my mistake in the comments. Thank you for catching that. But yes, let's keep going.
Problems are life and death, where you're weighing various characters' lives against each other. Save Carly or Doug. Save Sean or Duck. Kill Lee.
All these characters with little development.
And those
no one
were
cares
some of
about.
the choices in Season 1. But whichever the player chooses, the choice is meaningful to them because of the philosophical weight that's tied to their personal understanding of that choice. Another great example is the choices we're given in Life is Strange.
No one likes this game that I've ever talked to. No one.
Okay, again, Life is Strange. Pretty much no choice whatsoever throughout that entire game. No choice at all.
Save your bitch of a friend and destroy the city, or kill your friend. It's like, okay. Gee.
The useless friend who's done nothing with herself is pretty much just a bitch, and would easily shoot someone and kill them and have no repercussions to that.
Wouldn't the real choice be not to play the game? That would be the ethical choice?
Yeah, I agree.
take it away from the context of the game itself, a philosophical question posed is: do you let your friend die in order to save a city? That is a philosophical question presented by the game. The execution by the game,
Depends
yes, I
on
agree.
the friend. It honestly depends.
The-
Because
the-
if you've got a
the-
good friend, but if it's Chloe, then no, fuck off.
I don't think
agree.
there's any option in the game to make Chloe a good, like in the real timeline, whatever it's like before you go back in time and Chloe's confined to a hospital bed. I think she's always a bad friend. So like this doesn't matter what you do.
She's not, yeah, you're right. She's a horrible friend. I don't know why Max even cares.
Now, I agree. The execution of the game is horrible, which is why the decision is easy for many. But the philosophical question that you can take away from that still stands as, it's a pretty decent question to ask people: as how much do you value the life of your best friend?
I can only really speak for the context of, well, if it was my real life best friend, I suppose it'd be more difficult. But if you're actually looking at the context of the game, it's like, I don't care about either. There's not enough characterization of the town and the people in it. And there's not enough characterization of Chloe, so fuck them both.
I know, but it's away from the game. You're taking it away from the context of the game and just having that question be there. In the same cases, like, who would you kill an old man in front of a child if it meant saving your life?
But again, it's a very context-heavy question.
Yeah.
Here's a super chat from Lancelot652. Thank you, sir. Of course, Extra Credits loves Life is Tumblr. It hits all the right buttons for them. Yeah, well, they could have given multiple examples of other games in the Telltale series.
What?
So,
What, he likes a completely nonsense female-led game that makes no sense?
it's a strange game. It's what I've seen of it was like, okay, this is not for most people I've ever met. So I don't think anyone would ever want to play that.
The tagline, Life is Tumblr, is very accurate.
Yeah.
And I have unfortunately played this game, and I use the term game very lightly.
One thing I did learn from that is people in California or wherever this takes place use the word hella a lot. So everything's hella cool.
A hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Again, this is a French studio.
I know.
This is their vision of America.
It's so
like,
funny. A bunch of Frenchmen going, what is American? What do they do? Oh yeah. Okay. They say hella a lot. Let's use that in our vernacular. Okay, great. Love it.
Okay, if you're going to make a game, maybe make a game about what you know, not about a bunch of American high school dramas which you've watched and have no understanding of how high school actually works. Because it probably would have been executed a lot better if they wrote it in France, if it was a French school. Because again, these French people will probably understand a French school a lot more than, bitchy bully stereotype, who's the popular girl. The stereotypical nice guy who's a fucking geek. Oh, look, the stereotypical goth lady who's really fat. The stereotypical, crazy fucking rich dickhead kid. Like, it's from, every high school drama you could possibly think of just slammed together.
Yeah.
It's cringe.
It's like a 90210, but modern day with superpowers, and you play a girl who takes selfies or something. It's like, oh, great. That sounds...
Oh, yeah, you reminded me that is just retarded. Like, she's known for her selfies.
I know. Her great pastime. Anyway, let's see what he has to say about Life is Strange.
From telling about the gun, to dealing with Victoria, to confronting Kate. Situations like these affect both the player character Max and you as the player playing.
Has anyone actually played this game and went, gee, what choice should I make when dealing with these choices? Anyone? I'm curious, because I've never seen anyone care. It's all like, this is weird.
A lot of these games which he's referencing, again, use not enough world, especially with Life is Strange or Walking Dead. There's a lot of these characters you either don't have enough characterization, or Walking Dead, you've just met these characters. Why should you care? How is it a difficult decision? Again, the way he's talking about, oh, do I save this woman I just met or this fat bloke I just met? Who knows? Do I save this town that I don't care about, or save this girl I don't care about?
All right, here's a super chat from someone who seems strangely familiar. I think they have a different name here, but okay. Lally Pop, Lord of Gesugao. Evening, lads. Thoughts on the Artemis Fowl books? You know what? You just missed Dunn. He's big on the books and the movie, so you're gonna have to ask him.
Oh yeah, he loves the movie. Yeah, he's a big fan. You should all talk to him about how much he loves that film.
Who's the British bloke who made it? I think he's a very famous producer, actor, director person. Sir Kenneth Branagh.
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay, fine. Anyway, I know Kenneth Branagh because of his ridiculous Poirot movie. I think he directed this one as well. The guy is just like a crazy Tom Cruise. He just keeps making whatever he wants, but he has no idea what the hell he's doing. So if he stayed an actor, I think he'd be great.
I just want to point out that this is going to be done in like less than an hour, probably.
Oh yeah, we're almost done. This is like a silly video.
I was thinking, is it the alcohol that's making this go by fast, or is this actually going fast?
There's not much to really argue with here. It's such a simple conundrum, and he's using really bad comparisons. But because it's to
talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big a topic, but because it's the extra credits guy, you keep having that Nazi term in the back of your head going. It's like, do you really ask for this choice? Are you a Nazi now? Do you turn left? Do you become woke? What's how does that work in this game? I don't know, or this conundrum. So, love that. It's never going to go away. We're never going to stop referencing that that World War II scenario. It's like you put in a game, and all of a sudden you're a Nazi.
You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this.
And it's treated no differently than playing a British soldier.
It's like, okay, so yeah, you put in this game without your consent as a Nazi. It's like, no, you bought the game. You turn on the game. You press to play the match. That is your consent that you're going to possibly be playing a Nazi. It's like, oh, how can we force someone to be a Nazi without their consent? You're not forcing someone to be a Nazi, you nitwit.
Right. We should talk about the lack of a binary choice, or rather that there should be more than a binary choice. But games have to put you down a certain path. There is a certain linearity to every game. Whether you take a different path to get your ball in the basket, or a certain branching narrative causes you to go a different level, you still end up at the ending somewhere. They're not going to have everything be open. That would be impossible. Even games like Fallout, where you can do all sorts of things out in the open with an open world, the story still hits certain plot points. It hurts certain choices. So you have to go that way. And that's just the nature of game design, really. Okay, Chengiz Khan, thank you, sir. Afternoon, boys. What's this guy blathering about? He's blathering about the trolley problem, which is not a big deal, but he's trying to relate it to
video games and everything.
Yeah, he's trying to relate it to healing as a tank, or no, healing as a healer in a multiplayer game, and Life is Strange, and the Telltale
Walking
games.
Dead.
So that's about as deep as it gets. Oh, and his love of musicals. I don't know what that was about.
It's about as deep as Life is Strange itself, actually.
Yeah.
Which means to say it's very shallow.
The game in multiple meaningful ways, depending on your own code of moral ethics. And many game endings feature trolley problems. The choices of what you do with BioShock's little sisters.
Okay, does everyone remember BioShock? It's actually not a big deal, because if you choose to save the sisters, they give you more stuff. If you choose to kill them, they don't like you, and you only get a little bit of stuff. So, no, it's not a difficult binary choice to make.
Because it's you get more by not killing them.
Right, so in this case, instead of the trolley being you kill people, you get stuff. So you want path A where you get more stuff, or path B where you get less stuff. And you always choose path A, you always get more stuff.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if you got more by, killing them, then that'd probably be a better thing.
It should have been that way, but it wasn't. So you end up always helping the little sisters and getting more stuff. So kind of silly. It should have been that. It should have been the other way around, because then they hate you for that. It makes the game harder because you're being more ethical. You're being nicer. And that should have rewarded you with a better ending and made the game more difficult.
It's kind of not a very good example because, again, there's so much ammo in that game. But Half-Life, the very first Half-Life game, when you're in Black Mesa, if you let the certain people die, you can get the guns earlier. However, if you play normally, if you save people, then you don't get guns and ammo, and you have to. It makes it more difficult than if you were. Though, however, sometimes if you do save people, they also open up certain weapon caches. So it's not always as simple as if I kill this person, if I let this person die, I get weapons and ammo. If you save someone, then it will sometimes give you more because they're opening a door.
I just realized that Bioshock Infinite was another game where Troy Baker dies, and he's a father figure. So,
Man doesn't get a whole lot of luck.
yeah, he's get typecasted into getting killed at the end of every story. Holy jeez. Is he a tragic actress? Yeah, he's just constantly being the male lead. He gets murdered at the end. It's like he's a tragic hero in all of his stories. So Fallout, that's the first game? I'm trying to remember what the... Oh, okay, that was with the master and the multiple choices he gives you and how you can do certain things to the virus to change it. So a little bit more options there for freedom.
The moral conundrums you face at the end of a Fallout game. The list could go on and on. But what if you want a bucket of trolley problems all in one place? Then try Dr. Trolley's Problem. Oh yeah, it's a game featuring dozens of ethical problems inspired by, you get the idea.
So he's actually just advertising the trolley problem game, which I've never heard of before.
So then, so it's not only an advertisement for a game, but he's also got a sponsorship.
Is he have an affiliate link to the trolley problem in the description? Let me check.
Has he got 2 advertisements in one video? I mean, that's pretty efficient.
Well, he's got the one to...
Getting more money out of it.
He's got the domain name thing with, if you want to make a website, okay. There's a store for extra credits. Okay, we knew that. Subtitles, if you want to make subtitles, that's about it. You got links to music.
Okay, so he's not actually being paid to advertise this game. He's just advertising it because why not?
I guess it's a theme, and he forgot to link to the game in the description because he's not making any money from it, so why does he care, right? Not here's a link to the game I talked about. No, we're not a game channel. We're here to make money. Want to make a website? And that's completely related to the trolley problem. Do I or do I not make a website? Get on with my life. Make a random website. I don't know.
So when looking at the trolley problem, it's important to realize that it's really not a test of right or wrong. It's a challenge to the ethical systems of those who take it. One life or...
Yeah, but the ethical systems keep changing when you add more variables. So it's not our ethical systems, it's the ones you're presenting to us. If you keep changing the goalposts, then yeah, obviously the context is going to change as well.
Well, if it's an option between, saving your wife and saving 10 people, yeah, then it changes because it's context.
Yeah, so it's not that complicated compared to other much more interesting philosophical questions.
I mean, if it's an option between Kate and Ashley, you kill them both. It's context.
Yeah, they should everyone on that planet should just get eradicated.
Death Star it.
They're all crazy. Just burn them all.
You see, Tarkin had the best solution.
I wish I knew what you're talking about, Shiny.
Well, Tarkin from Death Star.
Yeah.
He reduced unemployment on Alderaan to 0.
Oh, Tarkin. I'm sorry. Okay.
What did you think I said?
I was thinking of some other generals like in Star Wars. Who's this guy again? And I can't remember him.
You forgot Tarkin.
Yeah, my brain is not geared to Star Wars every day of my life, so I don't remember names that I don't care about.
Right, man. I'm afraid we're gonna have to remove you from your own channel.
I have to watch Star Wars every week.
No, you're being removed from the stream.
My Star Wars lore is not immediate. Grand Moff Tarkin. Thank you guys. Yes.
Intervene or do nothing. But now I want to hear your thoughts on this, so I'm going to leave you with a hopefully meaningful choice. In the comments below, either share some of your own examples of great trolley problems in games and tell us what you thought of those, or just tell us what you would do in the classic trolley problem and why. Until next time, everyone. Okay, so Judy, would you say that the contrivances of everyday people bursting into song and dance is your medium essentially locking folks into a modal state, or would you kind of consider that more like a QuickTime event?
Yeah, never ever talk to a woman like that, ever, guys. Never.
Chat, here's a trolley problem. Which is better, ass or tits? All vote now.
There's no third option, apparently.
No. I mean, you could be gay and not say personality, but we all know.
I don't know. There's some people who choose feet. Some really sick, weird people.
Well, that just makes you a fascist, transphobic, patriarchal, white.
Oh no!
White,
what have you started?
White racist,
God.
sexist. I mean, that's all. That's all that makes you if you make that choice.
You gotta pick one. Okay.
Extra credits would get me too there. And you know the sad part is that he would be.
What is happening in the chat? I don't know what's going on here. Both what?
Well, Voice said, okay, chat, you need to vote. Ass or was tits. And then he started to have the chat avalanche.
I'm so proud of this community. There are... those who say both are obviously cowards that can't make a decision. And of course, ideally, you would have both, but you got to pick one.
I think women who can work on their gluteus maximus a lot more than they can on a bunch of sacks of milk and fat.
True.
So
What
technically,
the fuck is it turning into?
so technically, it shows more dedication and gumption to the lady. Or you could invert that and say, well, if they really wanted a nice pair of breasts, they can do many things. There's chemicals, there's implants, there's certain brasiers, etc. So depending on the reasons and how they achieve those one of two things, you could admire both. So,
and now the true question is, chat, now that you've answered that, which is more important to an ass, shape or size?
Can we move on?
now I'm lost. I don't know where we're going with this, but okay.
Horse.
There's still 10 seconds left in the video.
There's a minute
We'll
and
watch
10 seconds. What do you?
10 seconds.
It's a 5 and a 6
watch
there.
the last
There, Shiny. Your vision is kind of getting bad. I don't know, but it's a minute and 10. You want to keep going? We can keep going.
Oh,
anything.
wait, what is there? That's the question.
Once again, thanks so much to Dots.
It's an,
He spends a full minute on ads.
Wow.
It's like a seventh of his or a sixth of his entire shot of his entire video is an advertisement. So, including the beginning. So, all right, guys. Well, booty is more important than water. I don't know. That seems a little strange there, Joe. I don't know.
I'm very proud of your audience, Smud.
Yes, they admire the musculature of women after playing The Last of Us 2, and they scream out in unison for a muscular behind as a result of a giant pair of biceps and triceps.
Yeah, that was the thing with Abby. She was all upper body strength.
She was ripped. Like, holy, what is she doing every day? Is she like bench pressing? Is she doing push-ups while she's waiting to go places? Like, what's going on with her? She's strong. Oh, geez,
Just every moment of every day.
what is going on with the super chats? The thing is over. We're done. SJW TLJ Screwjob. I read that wrong last year. Best butt in Mass Effect Femshep. I don't know. That is not right, sir. I think.
Well, considering the fact that they're all the same model, I think all the women have the exact same ass.
Well, not all of them.
Apart from, was it
Miranda and Edie.
Yeah, Miranda, Liara, Edie. They're the only people who have a different ass.
Yeah. So there is difference, but very small. Lollipop Lord of Kisugal. If one must choose, the shaped ASS is ideal AS $. Okay, well, I'm glad that we have a consensus that it's the same topic. We're just describing it differently and writing it differently. But thank you for the sentiment. We're now talking about Women's derrieres. Okay, that's fine.
I was.
Yeah. Lenny the Shark, B000Bs. I don't know what those are. I think
Not
you
the
ran.
bees.
I think you have too many O's or zeros in your word there, sir. And the image is not consumable for humans. It's maybe for Martians. I'm trying to think where that comes from, but okay. And we have Dr. Crow. Why are we getting super? This thing's over. Guys, stop. What are you doing? We're done. Stop. Dr. Crow, $5. Jesus.
No, keep giving him money. Keep going.
Dunn is torturing us on his stream.
He's streaming?
Oh, he's streaming right now. He didn't tell us that. What's going on with Dunn? He didn't share.
Bastard.
What a bastard, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
How bad
dare
the shooting of Game of Thrones is.
invade.
So apparently, I don't know much about Game of Thrones, but apparently the cinematography is bad. Is that true?
That was okay. That was pretty good.
I remember watching the first few seasons. I thought it was pretty beautiful, actually.
Season 8, the editing's kind of choppy, but honestly, gonna put it out there. I think it looks great.
Okay. All right. So it's pretty much like how we argue about any other product, a movie or a game. It looks great. It always looks good. It sounds good. But everything about what it makes it the thing it's supposed to be, it's bad at, unfortunately. Okay, more super chats. Jeez. Joe Crazy. On a scale of 1 to 10, how dummy thick is a clone? I don't know. That's not a... Are we talking like a Star Trek clone? Are we talking like the Clone Wars clone from Star Wars? Are we talking...
the clones from Star Trek. Yeah, of course.
Well, there's all sorts of clones and genetic experiments in science fiction, so I'm like, okay, what are we talking about here? like Leilu from Fifth Element? What's going on? I don't know. Dummy thick is a clone. Dummy thick, is that a term? What is that? What does that mean? Who's a dummy and who's thick? Like,
Smud, I don't want to ruin your innocence, so just go to Urban Dictionary.
yeah? Okay. Thank you. See, that's a very good solution. Just go to Google. Guys, any question you don't have that we can't answer, go to Google. That's how it works. TLJ Screwjob.
I don't know if I want to say it out. Just find out for yourself.
All right, fair enough. How dare you, Spud, calling me an SJW? Yes, I apologize. I saw the J at the end, and I thought, wait a second. What am I doing? Am I dyslexic? What's going
What's
on
up?
with me?
Got myself a drink.
Okay, we have one more super chat, and we call it a night. John Lemley, thank you, sir. New subscriber, and I think I'm liking this channel a lot, as one of my biggest interests is in storytelling and how video game writing can be done well. Well, thank you for joining, sir. I have taken a certainly long hiatus from my longer, more in-depth reviews and analyses, but I'm getting a little more time next week, so I might jump in to do some more, and that'll be great.
John, you got all that from me asking about ass?
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what prompted all these super chats, because the video is over, and now I have to contemplate why this is happening. And there's only two possibilities. One, it's you.
Maybe we should do another video.
We could do another video. We got enough time. Yeah, why not? Sure, we got other options. All right, let's keep going. All right, guys.
I got myself a fresh drink, so I might as well have it.
Okay, well, the next one's going to be a lot longer, I'll tell you that. So I don't know how long you want to stay, but...
Shiny, question for you. How do you feel about just drinking milk? Just cold milk out the glass.
That's nice, I guess. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I've done that before. Why?
Okay, because I'm just having a pint of milk.
A pint?
Okay. It's just a full-on pint of milk.
Yeah.
Not a glass. Just a full pint.
Yeah.
Why do you need so much milk?
It keeps my teeth strong.
That's a lot of milk, sir. I'm sure you're a very healthy individual. And
also, I'm
You're drinking the milk, obviously.
Yes.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, and people who are watching, thanks for tuning in. I guess we can do it right after this, so we'll see you very soon.
Why don't we just continue rather than stopping?
No, we're
streaming?
stopping. We're keeping everything concise. We're being organized. Thank
No,
you.
because then you're going to lose some people. Some people
No.
are not